Hey everybody, welcome back to the Comic Wall. It's me, the Outcast Angel, and today let's talk about the Image Comics solicitations for September 2018. Now, I'm only going to be covering the series that I'm following personally and the ones that I'm reviewing on the channel. So if you guys have any suggestions on any series that you think I might be interested in or that you would like to see reviewed on the channel, throw them down in the comments and I'll check them out for y'all. And so let's go ahead and kick it off with issue 7 of Oblivion Song. Now, we are getting an absolutely gorgeous cover here. And one of my favorite things about the solicitations from Skybound and from Image are that we get just hit with a whole bunch of new covers, new artwork, and we get hints as to what's going to happen in the coming months of the series. And so here we get to see I love this cover. I can't wait to be able to put it up on my wall. We see a shattered picture frame which with what looks like Nathan and maybe some of his scientist buddies. I'm not sure who exactly these people are. I don't know. And I'm pretty sure that's Nathan. It has to be because from what I know, Nathan was the only scientist aside from his brother, which he wasn't exactly a scientist. But the picture frame shattered. It's covered with all this muck, and we see some fungus growing. But we also see some new creatures here. We actually see some what look like insects, and from what we know, we only seen all the bigger monsters. We've only seen like the giant gorilla looking monsters, the giant just all these huge monsters. Now we're getting up to the smaller creatures, the little the insects, and so I'm pretty excited about that. I hope we get to see more of that in the story. And we're also hit with the cover for chapter 1 or volume 1, which collects the first 6 issues of Oblivion Song. And I am loving this cover. It is absolutely beautiful. It's one of my favorite trade paperback covers, to be honest. I mean, it's just fantastic. We see Nathan decked out in his gear when he goes into Oblivion, and then walking amongst the other civilians, and then we see Nathan in civilian gear, just civilian clothes, stuck in Oblivion, and it just looks awesome. I can't wait for this to come out. And I mean, I've always loved the trades, and I mean, especially just because it's easier to read. Because I mean, as you can see, as soon as I read them, or if I get 2 copies, I put the one I don't touch on the wall, and then I put the other one away, or after I finish with it, I throw it up on the wall. And so this is just easier to read for me. I am a little skeptical though, just because the trades are usually a little expensive now. I mean, the beginning of this year, where several like Skybound titles went up about $1 in price. They used to be $2.99, now they're $3.99, and the same with the trade paperbacks, because what was it before? They were about $14.99, maybe $15.99, but now no, they were $14.99. They're about $15 each, and now they're up to like $16.99, or yeah, $16.99. They're almost $17, and so yeah. I mean, I'm gonna have to wait on it a little bit, but I mean, we'll see from there. So now the synopsis for issue 7 goes like this: in the wake of last issue's startling revelation, Nathan Cole's world comes crashing down around him. For the sake of 2 worlds, he must pick up the pieces and carry on. What happened? What's going to happen in the next 2 issues? And just what does it mean? What does Nathan need to do, or what is he going to do? And so yeah, I'm pretty excited to see where this next issue goes. Wait, what? Oh, oh, okay. Huh. Okay, so apparently the trade paperback for volume 1 of Oblivion Song is actually going to be $10. And huh, that's cool, because then I can get it then. I've always noticed that some of the first volumes of certain series, they'll come out to be like $10, like a starter issue, and then the rest go up in price. And so that actually makes me feel a lot more comfortable. So I'm excited to get that. Uh, Now going into the next one, we have issue 183 of The Walking Dead, titled "And Michonne Without Her Sword." Now, I'm a little confused by that subtitle because it doesn't read right to me. I mean, I don't know if they're trying to connect the subtitles or what, because I know the one for issue 182 with Pamela meeting John, the new leader of the Saviors. I know it said and the Commonwealth grows or something like that, and so this cover is chaotic. We see what looks like the Commonwealth causing a riot or maybe even a revolution. Maybe the what is it? The lower class is fighting against the upper class, or just trying to find trying to fight for some fairness in this society. Because I mean, in the foreground we see, or the background, I'm sorry, in the background we see the Commonwealth soldiers lined up, and lined up with what looks like riot gear and everything. It looks amazing. But then we see like different citizens in the Commonwealth holding Molotovs, and we see a couple buildings on fire. The streets are on fire, and Michonne and her daughter are what looks like running for cover. But uh, maybe Elodie was part of this. Maybe she tried to join, and Michonne is trying to like uh, you know, talk some sense into her. I don't know. I could be reading it wrong, but I mean, that would be cool. That would be cool to see some, I guess, conflict. I mean, it sucks, but like Michonne said, what looks good, too good to be true, is uh, sometimes is, and so I'm pretty excited. And not only that, we also get this beautiful cover by Bill Sienkiewicz of Ezekiel, and it just looks absolutely gorgeous. Between what are my favorites? Between Alpha, uh, Maggie, what else? Andrea. This is among one of my favorite covers that he's done so far, and I can't wait to get it. And so the synopsis goes like this: It's chaos in the Commonwealth, and Michonne is without her sword. Simple enough. And so yeah, I mean, I can't wait to see what's gonna happen. I mean, that's what, three, June, July, August, September. That's 3 issues away. So I mean, hopefully we see what happens within the next 2 issues, and then we're also getting a new trade paperback, volume 30 of The Walking Dead, which collects the 6 issues of New World Order, and just another great cover. I mean, I just get so blown away with these covers. That's always one of my favorite things when they come out with the new solicitations, because we just get a whole lot of new covers, and of course we still have the continuing connecting covers of the zombies on the front, and yeah, I mean, like this one is $17, 16.99. Anyway, next up we have the Weatherman issue 4, and this looks interesting because I don't know who this guy is, obviously, but I know up here floating around that that is actually Nathan Bright, and as we know, and we actually see the memorial for Earth in the background, the Earth that was blacked out, and yeah, I mean, what's going on here exactly? And so, let's read the synopsis. Every human left alive wants a piece of Nathan Bright, but there's only so much of him to go around. Enter Pearl, a crime lord in the business of making revenge as sweet as possible, and death lasts forever. So, what's going on now? Who's going after Nathan now? Because, as we know, the police or the authorities went after Nathan because he's been accused of being the one responsible for the destruction of Earth. And then we also saw those bounty hunters, and I guess maybe they were working for this guy Pearl or the Pearl. I don't know. But I mean, we'll see. We'll see as it comes out. Next, we have issue 12 of Gasolina titled Fiesta, and oh, another badass cover. I am so psyched to put this one up on my wall as well. It's just fantastic. We have maybe a Mayan or Aztec pyramid. I mean, they're both in Mexico, and or Latin America for that matter. And it looks fantastic. We have all this blood running down the steps into a river at the bottom, and oh, it just I'm so excited. And the one thing, the title colors always just tickle me. It just fits so well with the rest of the cover and the story as well. So I mean, I'm excited for it. Now we get to Redneck issue number 15. I was gonna say number 5, and this looks interesting. I don't understand what exactly we're seeing here, but we see Greg and Seamus, just partying it up at a club, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure who this woman is, and I'm not sure. I almost want to say that guy with the goatee and the tattoos on his arm is Bartlett, but I feel like it's not, and I might be wrong. So I think let's just assume that the only main characters in this cover are Greg and Seamus, and the this one looks pretty cool too. I mean, it's different from everything else that we've been getting, and it's I guess more modern than everything else we've been seeing. And so the synopsis says, the history of Bartlett Bowman is revealed. What does July know about Bartlett's past? And so going into the next 2 issues from now, we're going to see the Bowmans. They've escaped again narrowly, and apparently they're going to Bartlett's old love interest. Her name's July, which we're meeting her in July, so that's gonna be pretty cool. And so I'm confused. Rather, I don't know what we're getting into here, and from where I would think it would get stuck or get slow, it's not. It keeps it gets like settled, and then it goes back into action like right away. So that's pretty interesting. Next up, we have Evolution issue 10, and this cover just looks very suspicious. I mean, I think we're in a public area. I mean, that looks like a bench that you would see maybe in a bus station or something. And we see this suitcase with blood dripping out of it and a note that says "Open me." So I guess let's go into the synopsis to get some clues. Now, it says Hannah witnesses the birth of a surprising new creature while Abe leaves a present for the authorities. So, of course, he's still on the run. And what is Hannah seeing exactly? Hannah was she was the nun that left the church that she went to Quedlinburg. I'd be surprised if I actually remembered the name. And she met up with a friend, and they're trying to figure out what's going on with this infection that's going on. And so things are obviously escalating a lot more than they already have. Now let's go into issue 6 of Crude, and I'm digging these covers because they show so little, but they say so much. Like here we see these little I can't remember what they're called. They're the little Russian dolls that you open one, there's a smaller one inside, you open another, there's a smaller one, and it's supposed to be like a family or something. And from what we see here, we see I actually heard from Steve Orlando that the way to pronounce what I've been saying, Peter Petrovich's name, is actually Pyotr or Piotr. I don't know if you say it close enough to sound like Peter, or if you say it with the accentuation, so Piotr or something. I don't know. And then we also see Carol. Yeah, Carol his son who was killed, and of course he has the hole in the middle of his head. And I'm not sure who these other characters are, but we also see a bullet coming out of the last little doll, and so obviously there's going to be more violence. And of course there's the oil just running down the back of the back of the well, the background. And the what is it? The synopsis reads: Piotr has fought his way across Blackstone to avenge his son's death. Now he faces off against the biggest bastard of them all, and only one will walk away. Now, where is this story going? Because it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and I'm almost getting a I don't know. I kind of see Liam Neeson in this guy. You know, like with the Taken series. It seems something like that. But I mean, uh, I don't know. It's just I'm hooked. I'm just really excited to see what's going on. So you're gonna hear me saying I'm really excited, or I'm pumped for the next issue, because I am, and I just can't wait. So next up, we finally get a new issue of Birthright, which is issue 31, and it's been a while since we got a new issue, because issue 30 came out in April or March? No, I think it actually came out in February, because it's been a while, and I'm not sure exactly what's been going on. I'm sure they've been Joshua Williamson has been busy, and um and also just the fact that what is it? Also just the fact that they announced that Birthright is going to be adapted into a movie, so that's going to be epic, and I'm excited for this one. Um I mean, I caught up with it less than a year ago, or no, less than earlier this year. I caught up with it earlier this year, and uh, or late last year. I don't know. I can't remember. But this is also one of my favorite series, and so yeah, I can't wait to finally be able to, you know, oh, I dropped my phone. Review it with you guys. Well, I mean, I'm gonna have to wait another 3 months. I mean, what? It's June, July, August, September. Yeah, 3 months. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. So now let's go ahead and read into the uh, synopsis, which says, "Who is Mistema, the rebellious daughter of God King Lor, or Earth's savior?" Now, I can't remember who Mistema is. I think she was one of the. I think she's one of the actual wizards or mages that. Did I really forget his name? Um, Dude, Tommy or Billy? Um, no, what's his name? Ugh. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't remember his name. But the main character was sent by Lore to focus to kill, and um, he did manage in killing two of the four mages, or five, four. Let's assume four, and turns out one of them was actually his grandfather, or yeah, his grandfather. So I'm interested to see exactly what they're talking about here, because from what we left off with, they managed to uh, exercise or remove the Nevermind. I think that's what it's called. From oh, it's gonna bug me. Let's say Tommy, I guess. Um, you know what? They managed to remove the Nevermind from the main character's body, and now he's finally free. He's finally able to, you know, be free of this burden that's been causing trouble, especially the fact that he's been doing his Lore's dirty work. But he also revealed that the mages still need to die. He says that they still need to die. So, I mean, let's see what happens after all that exactly. Next, we get issue 3 of Outpost Zero. Now, I'm interested in this series. It looks interesting. It has an interesting plot to it. So, I'll give it a chance. And so, this cover just looks looked pretty cool because uh, from what we're told, uh, this is a small settlement of humans that have crash landed on an inhabitable planet uh, within a sustainable space station. So they're stuck in the space station, but they're still able to live. But the outer world is what is it? It's too harsh for human life. And so the synopsis goes: the outpost enters emergency protocols in order to survive through the night. But that won't stop Aaliyah from uncovering Sam's secret. Uh, I mean, that's pretty cool. So I mean, I don't have much to say on it because I mean, it it looks interesting, but I haven't read it yet, and so we'll just see where we go from there. Next up, we have issue 4 of Stellar, and this cover looks pretty stellar, that's for sure. It looks like she's on a new world now, and she's decked out in some new gear. She looks pretty good, and so I'm wondering. I'm almost getting like a racer type vibe here or something. But I mean, this is obviously a different area because the area where we first met Stellar was ravaged by war. It was everything was either dead or dying, and now she's somewhere where society or yeah, society is still intact and still thriving. And so the synopsis reads: a new world unbroken by science, and a new mission for Stellar that will turn her life upside down. Where are we going with this, and what is Stellar up to? I mean, it has she gotten away from those other three? I guess her brothers and sister that are exactly like her, probably evenly matched, or maybe stronger than she is. But I mean, we're not gonna know until it comes out. Next, we have was it issue 40 of Thief of Thieves. Now, I absolutely loved this series. It was I was a little late to the party, of course. By the time I joined in, I was on issue 40, 39, 38, 30, 36. That's where the series ended, or so I thought. And um and yeah, I thought that was it. I was just trying to catch up on a new series, but then I heard that they were actually waiting for a new writer, in which we see. I actually we don't see. So let's go ahead and go into the thing. Oh, the new writer is now Brett Lewis. I know before the writer was Andy Diggle, I think. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, but now we have a new writer and still the same team. So I'm pretty excited to see this series continue because it just grabbed me and took me along for the ride. So the synopsis reads: almost dying won't stop Conrad from plotting against the Russians who destroyed his life, but will Celia risk losing him so soon after coming back from the dead? So he's still alive, and he's still fighting. He's still uh, the the mad dog that we've known him to be throughout this series. And so far, that's actually the last of the image solicits that I am following. And so, like I said, if you guys have any suggestions that you think I'd be interested in, or that you're interested in hearing me talk about, throw them down in the comments, and I'll check them out for y'all. And hopefully I get as absorbed into them as they did with you. And so, yeah, that's the end of this video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, drop a like, show the love, hit that subscribe button to get more of my videos, ring the bell to get notifications of when I post new videos, so that way you guys stay updated and don't miss out. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.